the 2021 deer season didn't start out the best for me. I shot a doe opening day, but second day of season, I thought I was going to tag out on a giant buck, and he busted me. So, whatever, I moved my stands to a better spot. Started seeing some deer, a couple days that week. About the third sit, I shot a 12 point, and I never found it. Looked for it for 3 days, just ended up losing blood after the third day. And so it really kind of made me sick. That's the biggest deer I've ever shot, and that's the only buck I've ever shot and not found. Makes you sick. And when all these other deer I started seeing, I eventually got to see Halloween, and that buck really made me hunt pretty hardcore the rest of the year. Even then, this was my best year of hunting by far. I seen more shooter bucks. I had more encounters with shooter bucks. I was in the right place more often. But then again, I also got busted multiple times by giant bucks. I got, you know, winded by does and bucks, and had deer seen me, and but I also had deer walking around the base of my tree and looking up at me and not noticing me. But I feel like you're always going to have that. It just so happened that as many deer as I seen, it was going to happen sooner or later. I was going to be busted, I was going to be winded, and everything like that. So this is probably around 2 weeks after I lost at 12 point, and I seen, deer, every time I went out there. There was never really a time where I didn't see anything. But rut was kind of just, picking up, and this was the first day I really got to watch some, deer run around. Even though it was a tiny buck, it was still, really cool to see this. So I think there was like 7 does came across the road, and just so happened this buck was walking around. I seen him all morning, and then he heard these does, and he came straight over to him. I think this was about the 10th time I seen this deer in 10 sits. He just would not leave me alone. So I climbed down out of my tree stand, and my uncle said he's going to check the trail cameras. I was almost to the road, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to turn around, climb back up. This spot's a highway for deer. Well, I No sooner than I climbed back up, I had a doe run through. I couldn't get my cameras on fast enough, and I knew there was going to be a buck following it. And sure enough, Halloween steps out. I might have been able to shoot him, but I just couldn't take the shot.
All these leaves make it really hard to hear. I mostly look into the north. It's where they're gonna sneak up on me at. So I don't got much shots to my south. 0 to my east or west. So if they are coming north, they come from the south, they'll be heading north anyway, so I'll be able to shoot them on this side of the trees. Got a pretty small buck coming in. There might be a couple of them. They're making a lot of noise. I got another buck on this side of me. Oh, shit. He's not a shooter. Neither one of them are. They're probably gonna come in. They're grouping each other. This big one's running one of them off. Oh, there's deer everywhere. There's does, bucks. Oh, shoot, 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 shoot. This one I was shot the other day. Give me a shot. Got a little doe, 25 yards. It's a pretty nice buck. There's a giant behind him. The smaller one ran the bigger one off.
So I realized it was Halloween, and he pushed this doe out straight to me, and that other buck just so happened to be there, and that 8 point was way farther back in the woods, and he was more concerned with scaring them off and didn't really care about this doe. Well, the doe ended up coming closer, like basically perfect, and I messed up. I drew back too early, and the doe seen me right before Halloween was about to step out in the open.
These bucks are fighting each other. No, the doe just ran away. The big buck scared the little one. The smaller one off. He's a big ass 7-point. I need this doe to turn around and come back to me. I got another deer behind me.
he ended up chasing the doe back through and basically went straight back where they came from.
He's a really aggressive deer. I might still get a shot at him, in the next 2 weeks or so. God, he's 150-inch deer. It's November 20th. He's on. I'm not by myself. My dad and my brother are hunting about 400 or 500 yards north of me. Had a deer up there. Dropped me off at the road. And the deer was actually running down the road straight towards us. When I walked in the woods, it was still standing in the woods about 10 yards from my stand. I don't know what it was, but just now legal shooting, maybe 2 or 3 minutes past legal shooting. It's really light out already. Blue skies, the sun, I can already see a bunch of light coming up already, so it's gonna get bright quick. Full moon last night. Do have a corn pile behind me. I don't know if there's anything left, but I put it out there about a week ago. I put it all real spread out, so I doubt I'll be able to see from the stand. You never know. Not sure if the bucks will be feeding yet or not, but the rut's still kind of half-assed going on. Very, very in the rut. The bucks got smaller that we're going to shoot today, so probably here on out. If I see something half decent, I'm probably going to take it, so we'll see what happens. This is a 450-acre property, and during gun season, it gets better and better and better because it's so large and there's so much tall grass. So many bucks move in from other areas. What the fuck was that?
So, that was my first snort wheeze I've ever heard, and I was so confused what it was at first.
Deer coming. He had to wind me, but he wasn't even sniffing or nothing. He was tearing shit up, walked straight out, walked and just stopped, and then stopped twice and then turned around. I don't even know if I could have got him with a gun. He's still in brush. What was that? Sounded like another deer was that direction. 140-inch 10 points below, and I swear there was another deer behind me. I thought he was right under me, but there's no deer there. I don't know what that noise was. Got another deer blowing behind me. I think it's on the road. It might be just on the other side of the road. There might be a hot doe running around. All these bucks might just be chasing the hell out of it. The wind completely changed direction. It's blowing north now. Those deer were to the south and to the west of me. I guess it's possible that buck seen me, but he wasn't really hardcore looking my direction. He was staring, but he wasn't really. I don't think he was even looking at me. Whatever I heard behind me could have been a coyote or something. Maybe he just turned around. I heard something. I didn't see it.
So this is the 4th or 5th buck this year that could have shot, if I had a gun or maybe even a crossbow. I was kind of devastated. I was, hoping I would get another opportunity. Today, as much action has been going on, it's only like, 45 minutes after daylight, and I've already had so much action. It's been crazy.
Definitely could have snuck a shot on that deer snack for sure. I had my rifle. That stinks. I will be hanging a stand there as soon as I can now because all them deer that were just blowing and making noise.
Actually, I walked over there and scouted out and found a shed about right where I wanted to stand, but there just wasn't enough room for it.
I would have been able to see him at least. I don't know if there's turkey walking through the woods. Something's making all kinds of noise. There's deer crashing through the brush behind me too.
All year, or all rut, I should say, I've always heard deer grunting in that area, but they would just never come out, and I would almost never ever see them.
Or get my bow ready. It's Halloween.
So I seen him coming, and I knew it was Halloween immediately, and I was obviously already ready, and he ended up turning and went straight in the meadow where all the other deer were.
Turn around. Oh my God, he's back, baby. There's about to be a crash going on right now. There's deer running everywhere. I can hear them moving. Halloween's going straight to the other bucks.
So I knew this deer is like very aggressive. This is my third encounter with him, and the first time he was hot on a doe, and the second time he was running every other buck off he's seen. He was grunting, and these deer were turning around running. There's actually a 7 point
Oh shit.
I planned on shooting the same day if I seen him, and this buck, he ran him off just by grunting at him. So I knew when he ran into the brush that it was going to be a good show, and luckily they came right to me. I drew my bow back too early, and the second I let go of it, the deer ran right out to me, so I had to pull it right back. I'm not gonna lie, I really got lucky on this one. I knew I didn't put a very good shot on him, and so I wanted to get down immediately, see how much blood there was. If there was, a lot of blood, I was gonna just track him because I knew he was gonna need another, a kill shot. Good thing my brother had his gun there, it would have made it a lot easier. But I kept walking, and I'm like, this deer's dead. There was just way too much blood, and I knew I couldn't let him lay down because if he clotted up, I would have never found him. This is the same thing happened to the 12 points. So I ended up jumping that big 8 point back up right in front of me too. So it really gets your nerves going. Like if I don't find this deer, like I could have shot the 8 point.
Holy shit.
And I ended up kicking him up about right in here somewhere. And he ran across the road, and there was blood all over the road. And second I got across the road, I I looked up, and he's just laying down on the four-wheeler path. And I just dropped my phone and turned around and ran around back towards the road so I can get a better shot at him.
Still bleeding very good. Let's fucking go, baby. Oh my god.
What happened was, so I didn't know how close to get to him when I got back on the path. I didn't want him to jump up and run, even though I knew he was hurting bad. And he was quartered a little bit, and I shot, and I didn't know the arrow went straight in the lungs because I was freaking out, like I was basically blacked out. And he got up and ran maybe 10 feet and just laid back down, crossed his legs and everything, like he was going back to sleep. And he wasn't looking at me then. So I walked even closer to him. And the night before when we were hunting, I think I gave my brother my arrow, or I'm not exactly sure what happened, but he popped the collar on the broadhead, the expandable broadhead. And well, I never fixed it. So it was still messed up when I went to draw back. And I just, screw it, drew back and shot him. And I think that's probably part of the reason, but I was shaking so much I could have easily just missed the deer, but thought I missed it. Deer never moved an inch. And well, I had one more arrow left. I'm like, he's still alive. I'm shooting him again. I'm not letting him get away. And so I drew back, shot him again, kind of high. Also, it might have hit him in the spine or something, but still wasn't a very good shot. And I kind of waited a second, and I knew he was going to die, so I just backed out.
Can't believe I hit him in the fucking foot. Holy shit.